Welcome to Understanding Dementia. This course is divided into 4 bite-sized modules. Each module will have 3 or 4 specific take-home messages that will help you understand dementia and provide you with suggestions and strategies that will help you in your supportive role and make a positive difference to people living with dementia. Before taking this course, please ensure you've completed your safeguarding training. You can stop the modules at any point, have a break, review the topic again, or simply log out and return to the material on another day. At the end of each module, there'll be a series of multiple choice questions that will enable you to check your understanding of the specific subject matter. If you're not sure of an answer, you can go back, review the module again, and you can view them as many times as you need to. On completion, you'll be given access to the next module in the course and an additional short film which expands on some of the key concepts you've looked at. These short films are not mandatory to view but highly recommended. We hope you enjoy your learning journey and wish you every success supporting people living with dementia. This first module, entitled What is Dementia, will focus on these 4 areas. We'll look at the facts around dementia, what it actually is. What are the risk factors? Can you avoid dementia or slow down the progression? We'll consider other medical conditions that mimic dementia symptoms and look at the importance of a person-centred approach to support. Dementia is an umbrella term for over 100 different types of degenerative illnesses and diseases of the brain, of which the most commonly known is Alzheimer's disease. Dementia is characterised by a set of symptoms associated with higher mental functions, which may include difficulties with memory, attention, concentration, perception, language and communication. Dementia does not discriminate and can affect anyone from any background. There are approximately 850,000 people living with dementia in the UK, and these figures are rising year on year. Statistically, 1 in 6 people over the age of 80 are living with dementia, and age may be the biggest risk factor, but it's important to understand that dementia is not a natural part of ageing, nor is it confined to older people. There are actually approximately 42,000 people under the age of 65 living with dementia in the UK. Dementia can affect any part of the brain, and as the brain is our control centre, any aspect of brain function can become impaired, resulting in a variety of symptoms. It's a progressive condition that will result in an increasing loss of function over time. In a healthy brain, neurons communicate across a complex interconnected network. But here we see clumps of protein called plaques and tangles that start to build up over time, blocking the previously clear pathways between the neurons. These neurons store our memories and skills that we've built up throughout our lifetime, and with plaques and tangles building up, the message pathways become blocked, and it becomes harder for us to locate the memories or skills. Think of our neuron network as a train line map. If one of the lines gets blocked or there are delays, you have to take an alternative route through that network to get to the same destination. The more delays in the network, the longer the journey will take. Dementia affects the brain in a similar way. Processing information, answering questions, and doing tasks can take much longer to process. Over time, damage to the brain may make it impossible to find the answers to a question or carry out that skill that used to be very second nature. But individuals may just need more time to process the information, and the use of prompts like pictures, for instance, can help the brain find an alternative route that helps resolve a problem. It's not currently possible to reverse the effects of dementia, but we can look at reducing the progression rate. It's possible to build up new networks of connections within the brain by creating new pathways for messages to travel. But to do this, we have to keep active. We have to keep doing things we love and continue to have new experiences. The brain is like a muscle, and if we don't use it, we'll lose it. It's also important to consider what's good for your heart is good for your brain. Living a healthy lifestyle can reduce the risk of developing dementia by up to 30%. Vascular dementia is closely linked to strokes, so keeping a healthy flow of blood to the brain, we could reduce our risks. A healthy lifestyle can also help to reduce the progression rate of someone who's already living with dementia. There are some medications that can be prescribed and are used to reduce the progression rate, but they're not suitable for everyone and will not be prescribed in every instance. And some NHS providers and support groups are now incorporating cognitive stimulation therapy, or CST, into a programme of support, and this has shown some really good results. In summary, having a healthy lifestyle can reduce the likelihood of developing dementia, and if we do develop the condition, it may give us some control over the progression of the disease. If you, a family member or a friend, are concerned about memory or issues with brain function, it's vitally important to seek medical advice. It may not be dementia. And there are certain medical conditions like bladder infections, depression, grief, even dehydration that can have similar symptoms to that of dementia. A trip to the GP will ensure that any of these conditions picked up, remedied, or successfully managed. And whenever support is needed, it's vitally important to focus on the individual and provide the right type of support. And this doesn't change when someone receives a diagnosis of dementia. One day I might be worried about my memory and I'm an active participant in my community. A few months later, I have a diagnosis of dementia, but I'm still that same person. I still have my needs to be a person in my own right, to achieve my own goals and have purpose in my life. Remain connected to those around me. And what we tend to do when supporting another person is wrap them in cotton wool and try and keep them safe. And this is done with the best of intentions, but can effectively strip away a person's identity, reducing the fun and exciting things in life and taking away a sense of achievement. It's important to work with the person, to see the individual, to nurture what they can do, encouraging them to keep achieving. And if they're having difficulties and need help, then we need to look at the appropriate level of support that's enabling, encouraging and as unrestrictive as possible. One day making a cup of tea can be achieved without assistance, another day maybe help may be required. But never assume the ability to make a cup of tea is lost. We all have good days and bad days, and living with dementia is no different. I hope you found this module interesting and helpful. Please feel free to review the material again, at any point. The next module, entitled The Lived Experience, will continue to help you on your learning journey, and will look at how the effects of dementia may be experienced by the individual. Please now complete the short multiple choice questions to move on to Module 2 and get access to the additional film.